YouTube, what's going on? We're back at it for another Back for Blood deck build video, and today we're going to be talking about the Sniper DPS. We're talking about the one-shot wonder that's going to be blowing through those special infected easily and smoothly like some hot knife and butter. Now, if you'd like to copy and paste this deck, I'll have a list down in the description below in order by name, but Ammo Stash is going to be our starting card. Your secondary weapons have unlimited ammo, and your secondary weapon reloads 20% slower. We'll help mitigate that later on, but the big thing about why this card's at the very top is considering we're a sniper build, slow fire and single shot targets are not going to be good. For crowd control, so we really want to utilize that secondary weapon for taking down some of the common infected or horde, essentially utilizing it just simply for those. And at that same point, we'll be using a lot of that pistol rounds, and maybe one of your teammates is using SMG or something else you really don't want to take from their ammo supply. Sometimes they'll be using a pistol themselves as their secondary, so we don't want to take away from that, and we'll be doing plenty of damage with that sniper rifle, so we won't even be worried about ammunition for the most part. Right after that, stock pouch, 30% sniper ammo capacity and 10% damage with sniper rifles. Big thing about this card and why it's early on: one, we want that damage percentage when it comes to sniper rifles, but we also want to add to that sniper ammo capacity, considering at the beginning of an act, generally we're only going to have access to an M1A. You may get lucky and find a Barrett or a Phoenix right on that first little level, but generally that's not going to happen. So M1A doesn't quite have the damage as the Phoenix or the Barrett, so it's going to take a bit more rounds to throw in some of those special infected in order to take them down. And sometimes when you're using it against common infected as well, you could deplete that ammo pretty quickly, so we want to have that surplus when it comes to ammo for that M1A at the very beginning. Later on, Phoenix and the Barrett, you're not going to worry about ammunition all that much, but do look for it from time to time. You don't want to forget about it and think, oh, I've just got unlimited ammo. Do grab it up from time to time, and plenty of your buddies on your team should have that, or if you have a bot with you, obviously utilize that infinite ammo they'll drop as soon as you start getting low. Right after that, silver bullets, 10% bullet damage and 150 bullet penetration. This is going to be perfect for the sniper rifle, as well as helping us with that secondary for crowd control. Right after that, WIDEMOUTH MAGWELL, 30% reload, not only to help mitigate that 20% loss of the secondary, but as you've noticed, sniper rifles aren't the quickest when it comes to reload. And for me personally, 30% is all you really need at the beginning, but if you wanted to increase this even further, add reload drills right underneath this. You could move that up. Personally, for me, it's a bit overkill, and 30% was the nice spot that I liked. 50% would be even quicker, but 30% was all I really needed for this build. Hyper focused, 50% weak spot damage. We're getting closer and closer to that one-shot wonder effect of this build. It's going to really amplify that damage, and you may one-shot things here and there. Say you special infected came around the corner, some of your buddies already shot at it, and if you hit that weak spot, especially if you have the Barrett, it could end up being a one-shot, and that could save your team greatly. Now, canned goods right after that, we're adding 40 health in, negative 30 to stamina. If you have somebody like Holly on your team, this could help mitigate that as well, but we have another card later on that's going to help alleviate some of that stamina loss. But the big thing is, since we're a single target hitter, sometimes you can't get to that secondary weapon quick enough. You may take a couple of hits from common infected. Really utilize that melee to help push them back at certain moments. But there's going to be times when, say, you're just really focusing on some of those special infected, so you may take a couple of hits from some common infected. Could damage you a bit, so you want a bit more to that health, especially with the card right after glass cannon. We're taking 30% off on our health just for that 25%, but that 25% is really going to amplify the damage with our sniper rifle and our secondary. The big thing with the sniper rifle is that damage added on is going to help us kill those special infected quicker in moments, say, when we don't have the ability to hit that weak spot. Right after that, padded suit, 10% damage resistance, plus 5 to health. Another hit to the stamina efficiency will help mitigate that later on with a different card. But like I said, some moments we're going to take a couple of hits. We're really focusing on those special infected. Sometimes when you're aimed down sights, especially with one of those scopes on there, maybe you didn't notice, maybe you didn't hear it, you're just too focused on special infected. Want to help alleviate some of those moments when we take a few hits and really minimize the damage we do take from those moments. Right after that, reckless strategy. Now this is the point when we start getting to that one-shot wonder. 30% added onto that weak spot damage. We're already up to 80% now with the Barrett, by this point, you should be one-shotting a lot of these special infected. Now, the only thing that's going to stop you from one-shotting them is obviously the corruption cards that add armor to them, but you should be able to knock that armor off as well with one shot, and then line it back up, hit that weak spot again, boom. You're clearing out these special infected fast. Now, Patient Hunter. The good thing about this card is that it'll stack up to 3 times. We'll have that additional 30% damage. A lot of the times with the sniper rifle, we'll be aimed down sights for more than a few seconds. Maybe you'll only have 1 second here and there, but that'll amplify it and give it that 10% added damage as well. But the big thing about this is, say you can't get that angle on that weak spot, but you've been ADS for a couple of, maybe you shot already 1 round, and now it's rolled around to that 3-second time by the time you chambered that next round. This could end up causing you to be able to 2-shot some of the special infected, like the bruisers or the tall boys, without needing to hit that weak spot. Ooh, that Barrett is really going to start looking nice for you, and trust me, you're going to save a lot of teammates with this added damage on. Right after that, body armor, 25% of the trauma resistance. Like I said, it's going to be some moments we'll take a couple of hits here and there, and in vet, trauma is going to be a real serious problem. You want to be able to heal up that health and not have that block that's just red lined out. You want to be able to utilize your healer as well. Maybe they have med kits, but a lot of times they won't have it in the middle of some run. So you want to be able to have the ability to not take damage and have that be permanent damage. Right after that, large caliber rounds, we got that 7.5 bullet damage. By this point, say maybe you've started at a checkpoint later on in the act and you're starting with that M1A again. If you're able to throw this card on, you're really going to see the damage shine with that M1A. Ammo may still be a problematic experience, but it's really going to start, or it's essentially going to be a lot more viable by this point, but you still want to go for that bear to that Phoenix. Right after that, we're helping with that stamina efficiency. 20% stamina, 20% stamina regen, 3 to the movement speed, and 5 health with cross trainers. This is one of those cards that's going to help with that mobility. Say you've got a tall boy, or maybe a horde encroaching on you. You need to turn around, sprint a bit, and then kind of turn back around. Just put some distance between you in order to line some of those shots and take them without having that problem of getting overwhelmed or possibly taking a big hit from one of those crushers, tall boys, things of that nature. Just being able to move around the crowd and move at a distance to get that long range effect and just help keep your distance away from damage. Essentially what I'm trying to say. But right after that, grenade pouch. Now, the big thing about your build, obviously, we're not the best at crowd control. A lot of the secondary magazines are only going to go up to 20. You're not going to have much more than that. So you're not going to be the best when it comes to crowd control. So this is to help mitigate that later on when it gets to those tough portions of certain acts, certain runs, where, say, there's oncoming horde coming more than once, or maybe it's timed as well. Keep 2 pipe bombs on handy. Say you don't have 2 pipe bombs, maybe you've already tossed them. Somebody else's grenade build and they've got the accessories, inventory spawning throughout the mission. Say you find 2 grenades, you could also hold those for your teammates. It's just going to add to that benefit to the whole team and help with a bit of that crowd control in certain moments when, say, you get overwhelmed, maybe your whole team goes down. One thing that could save you is throwing a pipe bomb so you can get one person up. Maybe they have one as well, or that's just going to be enough to clear that horde that's coming in and help res the other 2 teammates. Right after that, reload drills. Like I said before, you could throw this card up higher if you just felt like the reload just wasn't quick enough. Obviously, you want that fast reload, and you want to be able to put out that damage quicker when it comes to these sniper rifles. But for me, it's only necessary in the final portions of the act or the run. 30% was all I really needed. There was other cards I wanted to put above that. But by all means, rearrange the deck in any way that really suits you, or suits your playstyle, or is a comfortable playstyle for you. But that's going to be the end of the Sniper DPS build. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope this helped you out. Obviously, this is more suited for vet. I've got more Nightmare builds that are going to be coming later on once I finally finished my path through Nightmare. And if you want to go check out some of the Nightmare runs, just go to the link down in the description. Hit me over at Twitch. Follow me over there. I'll be streaming the Nightmare run for the rest of the week, trying to push my way all the way to Act 4 and hopefully finish it out. It's been a doozy, but we've got some gameplay footage for this as well. I'll show you how damaging that Barrett can be. Ooh, it is a beautiful weapon. And when it comes down to what cleaner you want to use, You've got three options. You could go with Walker. Obviously, he has that 10% damage, and he'll have that added accuracy from precision kills, and also adds that team health. You could go for Jim as well. What's great about him is he can ADS a lot faster. He's got that 25%. This one would be ideal, and he also adds that 10% weak spot damage, not only to yourself, but your whole team. And if you're using the secondary and you're getting precision kills, you can get that buff of up to 10 times 2.5%. That can be hugely beneficial to really making that sniper rifle become a one-shotter. If you have that stacked up to 10 with the 2.5%, and you start taking shots at some of those special infected, even without, what am I? Losing my train of thought here. Even without the weak spot damage, you could start ending up one-shotting them if you had that stacked up. But that's situational, and as soon as you get hit, obviously you'll lose that stack, so it's not something that's going to happen all the time. Now, one thing you could play as Carly. Now, why I'd say Carly is a good choice is because she essentially starts with the Tech 9. The secondary weapons you're going to want to use are going to be the full auto Glock or the Tech 9, and since she already comes with the Tech 9 and an M1A spawns at whatever starting safe room you're in, this could really help, as well as the quick inventory slot. You're going to want the stun guns. It's nothing worse than the DPS getting taken out by a hawker and nobody being able to get to them. So when you're able to just stun out of that, and having two available is going to be really beneficial. And you're going to benefit the team with that 50% team use speed. And Carly can see all of those hazards, some of the special infected as well. So Carly would be ideal with this, but you could go with Walker or Jim. When it comes down to the weapons you're going to want to choose, I've already stated time and time again, the Barrett's going to be the one you really want, but the Phoenix, it has a faster fire rate. You'll notice it's just much faster compared to the Barrett. You notice it's just boom, boom. But the Barrett has that really high damage. And like I said before, Tech 9 is going to be that weapon you're going to want to utilize. Obviously, 20 rounds is pretty much going to be the max you'll have. Up to 30. That's why I say the Tech 9 is really going to be the ideal one for you. But if you can't find that, full auto Glock is going to be one of those that's going to do great for you. As you notice, 23 rounds is the max we're going to get with this, so it'll be good for clearing hordes. But that reload speed's already a bit longer, even than the Tech 9 in my personal opinion. But with that 30%, boom, we'll be stacking it out. And now, if you have any questions about the build, say some cards you wanted to rearrange, maybe something you wanted to trade it out, you know, if you wanted to ask me anything about maybe some cards you don't have that you want replaced, just let me know down in the comments below, or hit me over at Twitch. I'll have a link down in the description. Follow me up over there. I'm more than happy to answer any questions over there as well. And if you'd like to see some of those nightmare runs, head over to that Twitch as well. But at that point, we're going to get straight into the gameplay footage, and hope you guys have a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. Until you miss.
Need to patch myself up. We've got to stop him.
It's devastating.
Need to rest up.
I mean, of course. My nana said never to follow a wolf into
Oh
its
yeah.
lair.
If you want to go for a sniper build, it's gonna be devastating against everything.
What? I was 6. And penguins are cool.
Get this stuff off me.
I mean, it's pretty much a one-shotter for most things. I do like the what is it? The Phoenix rifle a bit more. Oh, that's just against the tentacles. And if I had the high zoom scope,
Bandages here.
see, this is the worst part of it, is that he moves around so much.
Shoot it now!
So that controlled movement's not going in.
Thanks.
60 seconds.
I'll be fixed up
Thanks,
soon.
hon.
Give it that little extra. Oh, yeah. Oh, you'll make it powerful.
We found Phillips. He's in bad shape, but he'll make it.
Fire down!
Get back!
I'd almost.
Reloading! That's bad.
Oh, come on.
Incoming! Need to take care of this.
I'd almost say you might want weapon swap. Would prefer an auto block as well.
That lasts much longer!
Why does it keep moving? It's like trying to drag my aim. I'm hitting that directly and it's not
This
hitting.
is General Phillips. The creature appears to be heading directly for Fort Hope. You have to stop it.
Fuck! Should have been there for you.